good evening. How are you doing? My name is Joseph Sagugi. I am one of the co-founders of Pre-PT Grind, which is a pre-PT platform that helps you as pre-PTs get into PT school without wasting time or money. Tonight, I'm going to be doing a very short live stream, mainly because in about 15 minutes, we will be doing a Zoom meet and greet with everybody that is in Season 5 of the Accepted System. But I wanted to share something very important. Pedro, how are you doing? Good to see you. Ahmed, good to see you as well. I wanted to quickly cover something that is going to be very important. What's up, Aaron? How you doing, brother? I wanted to cover a topic that's going to be very, very important for every single pre-physical therapy student. Honestly, anybody in this group, but mainly pre-physical therapy students that are having a current identity crisis. And I'll explain that. Rashad, good to see you. I'll explain that in just a little bit, and then I have to go onto a call with my students. And so, first of all, if this is the first time that you're ever joining myself or us in this group, welcome to the Pre-Doctor of Physical Therapy Students group. This is an amazing community. Take full advantage of it. Ask as many questions as possible. We're all here to serve you. But tonight, what I want to hit is something that inadvertently is really a part of what we freak out about. What's up, Jordan? How you doing, brother? Mauricio, good to see you as well. Let me just put it this way. If you're a pre-PT applying, there are so many different other things that are at the back of your mind when you're applying as a pre-PT that really affect how you do, whether you get accepted or rejected. But I don't want to even get into tactics tonight. I want to talk about identity crisis. An identity crisis is, in short, when you have this moment, Kyle, how you doing? Like a moment where you really don't know who you are anymore. And really it's tied to something that really doesn't define you, but you led yourself to believe it. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this. We're all human beings in here. I'm a human being. I think everyone here is a human being. But when we're applying, when you're a pre-PT, you've been gifted with the ability to be you. You're obviously in a community here of people that really care about you. But when we go through certain obstacles, many times we associate those obstacles with who we have become. The reason why I'm even doing this live stream, I wasn't going to do a live stream tonight, is because I've gotten on a number of calls today with pre-PTs. And all I heard was a lot of different identity crises, where whether it's GPA, whether it's GRE, fourth time taking the GRE, fifth time taking the GRE. Noble, how you doing, brother? Whether it's being rejected and looking at that and saying, that's just who I am. And even though you're doing your best to just try to keep pushing, you're trying to stay positive, it's hard. It's hard to stay positive when you're associating yourself with a past negative experience. That's an identity crisis for any pre-PT. I don't know if I'm speaking to anybody tonight. It might just be to one person, but I know that as a pre-PT, many of us have an identity crisis. The only reason why we ever pull the plug as pre-PTs is because at some point we've associated our frustrations and failures as really being our identity, who we are. Colin, good to see you. Jennifer, good to see you. And so we say, you know what, Joseph? Last year I applied. And I felt like I did everything in my power to have the best possible application, but it just didn't work out. So I'm trying again this year, but I have even more doubts. I have more doubts because now I'm seeing all my classmates, they're a year ahead of me. I'm having more doubts because I'm hearing a lot of things from people that are close to me that are just saying, hey, just don't feel too bad if you don't get in, you could try something else, and that's creating more doubts. We had a live stream recently with one of our students who was even saying that for her it was just the pressure. The pressure to be perfect in everything. The fear that if she gets rejected, it's now going to add so much more stress on her simply because her family is like, yo, you're gonna it's almost like they're putting too much of a load on her. So the point of what I'm even trying to communicate tonight is you have to realize that the things that you're experiencing, whether good or bad, you have to start learning how to detach yourself from those being your identity. If if the GRE has been giving you a hard time, like don't like yo, standardized exams are hard for most of us. Like we're not, our brains just don't naturally think that way, and maybe we take like standard tests like in classroom settings, like those ones we know, multiple choice we know, but a standardized test is just hard for most of us. Getting into PT school, there are so many factors that may have held you back. Like don't put a lot on you. Like don't blame yourself like more than you have. Like you may have been going through another family crisis at that time that threw you off. You might have had a lot of other things that might have affected you emotionally. So don't put it on yourself. Like don't carry that as you. Maybe you had an interview last cycle and you were just like, man, I thought I killed it, but I still got rejected or I got waitlisted. It didn't go the way I wanted to. So now I'm carrying that as me. I'm carrying the rejection. And the reason why I just wanted, like I said, I was not going to do a live stream tonight. The reason why I just wanted to quickly just come on here is because I know there's one person that really needed to hear this tonight. I know there's one person that really needed to understand that the experiences, the fears, the anxieties that are being attached to this identity crisis, where you're saying all my failures, all my fears of what might go wrong, like I'm attaching them to me. Maybe someone put those on you. Maybe you put them on yourself. But they are not you. Many times as pre-PTs, I think a lot of times as human beings, it's hard to see it in the moment, but it's really like what may feel like a terrible experience in the moment is ends up being a pretty spectacular one ultimately. I know it doesn't feel like that in the moment. I know getting rejected last cycle or the cycle before, or not doing well on your GRE or feeling overwhelmed. Like I know it doesn't feel the greatest in the moment, but all of those things are set up for something spectacular. They're set up for you being able to serve somebody who's going to go through the same thing and might just be ready to, just like maybe how you feel right now, might be ready to just give up as well. And you'll be there to say, you know what, like this was my experience. Yeah, I got rejected twice. Yeah, I got rejected once. Yes, my GRE scores were struggling and I took it multiple times. Yes, my GPA was low. But if you don't push through the learning curve right now, you'll never be able to serve that person. And it just might be because you're having an identity crisis. It just might be because you may have led yourself to believe that everything that has gone wrong or everything that you're anticipating will go wrong is you. And it's not. That's honestly why, this right here, this topic right here is the reason why I will always do what I do to serve pre-PTs. It's the reason why Casey will always do what he does to serve pre-PTs. Because the main reason why some of the best physical therapists that will never be, y'all understand this, some of the best physical therapists that will never be were once pre-PTs who had an identity crisis that was so strong that it led them to quit. And if I can help prevent that if I can help prevent that as much as possible. What's up, Keith? What's up, Abel? How you doing? Like, if we can help prevent that, then we're going to work our ass off just to make that happen. Your identity is not your GPA. Your identity is not the GRE that's been giving you, like, nightmares. Your identity is not whether or not you get accepted this cycle. Your identity comes with you being you, the heart that you have, the energy that you bring into a room. Everything that makes you you outside of like don't let, like, yes, you want to be a physical therapist, yes, are we going to serve you and help you get it, yes, but tonight I just wanted to like talk to you like specifically, like if this is you right now having a hard time, like it just like I just want you to take a deep breath and just like let go of that idea, like let go of the failures, the anxieties, the fears, like let go of them, be like put them in a box, like literally, like if you have to, sometimes I'm a visual person, so I'll like take like a little like box or something, whatever, and I'll just like I'll like imagine myself. It sounds a little like kind of hocus pocusy, but I want you to like almost like get yourself to feel like you're just like boxing it away, because as a pre-PT, like you deserve that. If I feel like honestly, like my identity is do I love being a physical therapist? Yes, but that's not my identity. I'm Joseph. Like I'm a husband. Like I'm a basketball fan, but physical therapy is just what I do. It's a vehicle that I use to express myself. It's a vehicle that I use to serve people because I love serving. I love people. So as a pre-physical therapy student, it's a simple message, but I really want you to understand it. Honestly, for somebody listening right now, understanding this bit will be the difference maker as to whether or not you push hard enough and push through this cycle and ultimately get accepted into the school of your dreams. But you have to detach yourself from every single frustration and struggle and anxiety creating experience. Detach your identity from it. That is not you. And if anyone ever comes in the way and tells you that it is, if anyone ever tells you, hey, you should pull the plug because this is not meant for you, they're inadvertently giving you that identity. They're telling you you are, like, your identity is not a physical therapist. They're telling you your identity is not being able to reach your dreams. They're telling you your identity is not being able to absolutely take control of every single step you can between now and your acceptance letter, simply because you may have had some struggles, but you're a human being. Isn't that what makes being a human amazing? Being able to push through absolutely like difficult and challenging and trying experiences and coming out victorious. Every single story we've ever seen in history, and then I got to go on a live stream with my students, every single story and experience that we've ever seen, every story that inspires us, y'all realize they have to go through some ish. But none of us ever want to go through it. And the greatest ones are the ones that we're always willing to say, you know what, I'm not willing to identify myself as that. I'm not willing to attach my identity to whether or not I succeeded in this or failed in that. We said in a previous live stream, never get too high, never get too low. Don't attach yourself in your successes. Your successes are not your identity. You're you. Your failures are not your identity. Your struggles are not your identity. So I hope that was an encouraging word tonight. Tonight it wasn't about strategy or anything like that, but I know somebody needed to hear that. I just spoke to a lot of students today that were really needing to hear that, and I wanted to make sure that you also experienced that as well. If that is you, if you're struggling, if you're having an identity crisis, just contact us. Go to contactpreptgrind.com. But most importantly, I just want you to understand, like, it is not you. You are not your frustration. You are not your anxiety. You are not your GRE score. You are not your rejection. If you want this, y'all, I mean this with all my heart. If you want to be a physical therapist, go get it. It is not you. It is what you desire. It is the vehicle that you have decided you want to take, the things that are you, the passion for people, the love for serving, the excitement that comes with seeing people accomplish what they want. The vehicle you're going to use is physical therapy. So let's get to that vehicle, but do not attach yourself